Hey girlies, it's Tammy. Welcome back to my channel. So in today's video, I'm going to be doing the truth about Charlotte Tilbury. I did this video for Huda Beauty like a year ago, and Charlotte Tilbury happens to be the next brand that I have a full face worth of stuff, and I also have some thoughts. So I thought I would just go through, we'll do a full face of Charlotte Tilbury, and I'll tell you guys what products I love and what products I think are just like meh, and what products you can just leave. So first of all, let's start with Charlotte Tilbury skincare. She of course has her Magic line, which has the Magic Serum, the Magic Cream. This is the light version, and then this is what started her whole kind of line, which is Charlotte Tilbury Magic Cream. It's a really nice thick cream. I feel like if you're dry skin, you will absolutely love this. It preps perfectly, hydrates the skin, and just makes foundation glide on. But if you are oily skin, this is not a necessary step. So I did go ahead and get the Magic Cream Light. Some of these products were sent to me by Charlotte Tilbury's PR team. So yeah, I got the Magic Cream Light because I thought it would be lighter on the skin, more like a gel cream than the Magic Cream. But this is actually still pretty thick cream, which in the winter I can definitely get away with this because my skin tends to be a bit drier. I'm just going to take a little bit of this Magic Serum. So of course the whole thing with Charlotte Tilbury skincare line is hydration, kind of like aimed at mature skin. She doesn't have any products that are gonna like combat acne or anything like that. It's all kind of about plumping and moisturizing the skin, and the serum definitely does that. I do find that this Magic Cream is very similar to the Bobbi Brown Vitamin Face Base, that kind of thick cream that you can target in certain areas that you have dry skin or dry spots. But I'm gonna go ahead and use the Magic Cream Light today, literally the smallest amount because it is really hydrating. I do wish she would come out with like a magic gel cream because it would be so much more suitable for my oily skin. But if you do have really dry, dehydrated skin, Charlotte Tilbury skincare line would be perfect for you. It is very pricey, of course, so only if you have the coins. That goes for all of Charlotte Tilbury's stuff. It is a very pricey makeup line, and I have been at both ends of the spectrum when it comes to buying makeup. When I first started YouTube, I was like 20, 21, I had 2 kids, I had no money, so obviously I was very into drugstore, very into affordable products. I still am, but now I am 27 this month, and thanks to you guys and God's blessing on my life, I am now able to afford more luxury products, and I do like to indulge sometimes. But I totally understand if you can't afford these products, like they're not a necessity, they're luxury. But anyways, let's go ahead and move on. So the next product that I have to prime the skin is of course the Hollywood Flawless Filter. So I only had shade number 7, but Charlotte Tilbury's team were lovely enough to send me over shade 6 and 6.5, which are definitely better shades for me. So this is 6, 6.5 and 7. So as you guys can see, 6.5 will probably match me perfectly. So I think I'm going to try the shade 6.5 onto my cheeks. So this product, no one is really sure what it is. If it's a primer, a foundation. I actually went on a Zoom event with Charlotte Tilbury, and she said that it's a primer or like a highlighter. Well, it's like a hybrid of products that you can use however you want. You can use it to prime for your foundation, you can use it to mix into your foundation, you can use it to put on the tops of your cheekbones for a glow. Now don't quote me on this, but I feel like she even said this is not a foundation, and I did remember thinking like, oh, everyone uses it as a foundation, but I do believe she said it is like a topper or a mixer or a primer. This shade is not 100% right. I'm going to mix in a little bit of shade 6. And this does add a nice glow to the skin. Once again, if you are dry skin and you don't naturally get a glow to your skin, this would be good. But of course, I am oily skin. Give me like an hour and my skin naturally starts to glow anyway, which is definitely not a brag. It is a feature that I absolutely hate. It's so funny because when you have oily skin, you're like, take the shine away. But when you have dry skin, you're like, give me the glow. I do understand the hype of this product. It does even the skin beautifully and give you a nice glow. So if that is something you're into or looking for, these would be great. Now for foundation, she has 2 foundations. The first one, I think her most popular one, is the Airbrush Flawless Foundation. She might have more than 2 actually, but the 2 that I have anyway. This one is a matte full coverage foundation, which I absolutely love. I love the formula. It took me a while to find my right shade because her neutrals are not really neutrals. And then this foundation I haven't used in like a year, so I can't remember what it is, but I feel like it's not as full coverage and it's not as matte, so it's kind of like that skin-like medium coverage. I do have 3 shades in this Airbrush Flawless, so I'm gonna go ahead and swatch them just so you guys can see. Okay, so here are the 3 shades that I have, and they're all neutral undertone, but can you guys see how warm they're running? running. So this one is 10 neutral, this one is 11 neutral, and this one is 13 neutral. But as you guys can see, they have really warm undertones. So this is the Magic foundation in the shade number 9. Ooh, this shade looks better. This definitely has a better undertone, but it's too light. So what I might do is mix this with the middle shade here, which is 11 neutral, and hopefully we'll get something similar to my skin tone. The Airbrush Flawless is a really beautiful full coverage foundation by itself. So if you do find your right shade and you have oily skin, or you just want a foundation that's gonna last all day, I would say go for it. Like, compared to my neck, this is just so orange. Okay, so next Charlotte Tilbury has her Magic Away Concealer, which I absolutely love. I've actually been through a whole tube of this, and this is my second one. It does have a sponge tip applicator, so if you're not a fan of that, I believe I've seen someone take the sponge off and just twist it up and use the product that comes out of the top. Obviously, you don't need to keep the sponge if you don't want to, but it is kind of like the Maybelline Age Rewind with that sponge at the top. I do feel like when I had this concealer, it did finish quite quick. I don't know how much product it is in here. Let me see. 4 milliliters. That's why it did finish really fast. Like, I was like, oh, did I finish that? I must have really loved it. I do love it, but it did finish really fast. Look how nasty. Let me give you guys a close up. Do you guys see how nasty that looks? It almost looks like pus coming out of a spot. So I've probably taken too much out because it is such a full coverage concealer, and as you guys can see, based on the foundation, I don't need much more coverage. That's of course a downside. You can't control how much product does come out of the top, and then when you're closing the product, the sponge rubs all against the inside of the tip, so it just gets messy the more you have it or the longer you use it. Like, look at that, I've only used it once and it's already gone halfway up. Do you see what I mean? Just to like twist it all the way to get the product to come out the top, it's already nearly halfway done, and I'm like, excuse me, where's the product? It is very expensive for such little product, but I do really love the formula. I just wish the packaging was different. If it was in a normal concealer packaging, do you know what I mean? Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and blend out this concealer. Like I said, it does set down nicely and it has full coverage. I do wish I got a brighter shade just because I have the shade number 9, which is the same as the foundation that I used. So I'm going to take my e.l.f. Camo Concealer in this really pale shade just to brighten underneath the eyes. Oh, just drop some out. Just right here. I didn't used to use Charlotte Tilbury back in the day because not only could I not afford it, but also her shade range wasn't really inclusive when it came to base products. Like, she would have 2 shades in her powders and stuff like that, and I think she had like 1 shade in her bronzer, and thankfully she's made changes and expanded her ranges. I wish other high-end brands would do the same. Cough, cough, hourglass. Okay, so now we're gonna go ahead and set this all in place. I did used to have the Charlotte Tilbury setting spray, the loose powder, setting powder, the loose powder. However, there's a smell with that powder that I really don't like. It almost smells off, or it almost smells like chalk, or it doesn't smell good. I would of course prefer my powders to have no smell, but I would prefer a fragrance over that smell because it just smelled off every time I opened it. And I had 2 shades of it, so I know it wasn't like one powder that was off. I had the darker shade to set like all over my face and it smelled bad. Then I got the translucent one and it smelled exactly the same, and I was like, okay, this is just how the powder smells. So I have gone ahead and given that away to a family member, so unfortunately I can't use that. But if you have that powder and you can smell what I can smell, let me know. So I'm gonna go ahead and quickly take the Laura Mercier setting powder and I'm gonna press that underneath my eyes with my sponge. I'm gonna go take pictures in the snow after this. So if I get a good picture, you'll see it on the gram. If not, just forget I even said it. I feel like the average Charlotte Tilbury makeup wearer is not into full glam like this. They're usually into glowy, no makeup but makeup type of looks, but I'm here to show you that you can also make Charlotte Tilbury products full glam as well. So of course her cult favorite product is the Airbrush Flawless Finish powder, which comes in 4 shades now. I use the shade number 3. I do have shade number 4, but these are such light tinted powders. They barely give you any color, but they definitely do have a little bit of color, so don't go for like shade 1 if you're my skin tone. But I have seen people with really deep dark skin using shade number 4, so it does kind of stretch. I do feel like she could do a number 5, but For now, it's okay. 4 is doing what it needs to do. So I feel like shade 3 fits me perfectly. And as you can see, I absolutely love this powder. It's funny because before I got this powder, I used to see this powder in everyone's like project pans or products I'm using up type of thing. Like, and I would always be like, why are people running through this powder? Like, what is so good about this powder? It's one of those products that you need to try it to believe the hype. It just sets everything down flawlessly without being a heavy powder. It does the damn thing, okay? That's all I can say. I do feel like this one is worth the hype. I have heard that there is a dupe by Boots, No. 7 makeup, but they don't do, I looked on Boots and they don't do darker shades. I think they had like 2 shades in it. So if Charlotte Tilbury's 4 shades are doing more shades than Boots, then that says something. Bronzer, I have 2 shades here, No. 4, and then I recently got No. 3 because No. 4 I feel like in summer is perfect. It adds the perfect amount of bronze for me, but in winter, and I haven't left my house in over a year, like properly in the sun, this is just too deep for me right now. So today I'm actually going to try No. 3 for the first time with you guys, and this is what it looks like. I think I saw Tina from the Fancy Face here on YouTube use this shade, and she's like my skin twin in most foundations. So I thought if she's using this, let me go ahead and grab it. I mean, it's only slightly darker than my skin tone, which is what I tend to look for in bronzers nowadays. I don't want something super deep. So here is a side by side of the 2 shades. So this one is 3 and this one is 4. These are very pigmented powders just based on shade No. 4 that I have. But I'm just going to go ahead and dust this onto my cheeks. Yeah, I definitely prefer this. I feel like I can swirl my brush and go crazy with it because it's not too deep for my skin tone. This is literally adding the perfect your skin but sun-kissed type of vibe, which I love. So when it comes to base products, I feel like Charlotte Tilbury has it down. I absolutely love everything she does. There are of course products that I love more than others. For example, the Airbrush Flawless Powder, staple in my collection. The bronzer, Chef Kiss, absolutely beautiful formulation, and now that I've got the correct shade, I'm going to be using this a lot more. So I want to go ahead and apply some lip balm, and she came out with these recently, which I absolutely love. These are called the Happy Kiss. I think they're like a lip balm slash tinted lip balm. Really nice. Like, I really love these. Some are more pigmented than others, so let me tell you, Crystal Happy Kiss is practically like a clear lip balm. The one next to it is called Happy Petal, which is a really strong pinky color. The one next to it is Pillow Talk, and then the last one is Enchanting Kiss. For today, I think I'm gonna take Enchanting Kiss. Once you twist these up, you can't twist them back down, so just twist it once, apply. Now, moving on to eyes, I do feel like Charlotte Tilbury's eye products are really expensive. The quads, I think, are not worth the money in my opinion, just because they're 4 really small eyeshadow pans for like 50, 40 pounds. I can't remember exactly how much they are, but they're really small. The formula is nice, of course, but I feel like for value of money, you're better off getting one of her bigger pans, bigger palettes, just because you get more for your money. I think these palettes are like 60 pounds. These are like 40. Let me double check. Yeah, so the quads are 42 pounds and then the eye palettes are 60 pounds. So you're getting so much more product for your money, so much more colors, and they're such small pans as well. It's not like they're big Pat McGrath circles and you're getting tons of products. They're literally so small and so expensive. So yeah, this is definitely my favorite. We're gonna go ahead and actually, do you know what? I don't know if she still does this, but I got this and I haven't used it. This is the Icon palette. Okay, so it says the Icon palette is currently out of stock, but it doesn't say limited edition on it, so I'm thinking they're gonna bring it back, so I'm gonna use it today. So I'm just priming my eyes quickly, and one thing I forgot to say is that Charlotte Tilbury packaging, she definitely has an aesthetic, that rose gold luxury feeling packaging, and I do absolutely love the luxury vibe that comes with her packaging, because some brands out here really be charging luxury prices and then giving you cardboard packaging, and you're just like, hold on now. The amount of noise that goes on in this area, it's not normal. It's not. So the first shade I'm going to take is this kind of brown matte here. Pigment. This shade builds up absolutely beautifully. Blends out really nice as well. And then on the outer V, I'm going to take a little bit of this dark plum burgundy. So here's some of the shimmers. I had to turn the lighting down so you guys could see the true color. They have a really nice sheen on them, but they're not super chunky, so they're not going to texturize your eye. So I think I'm going to take this gold right here and I'm just going to tap that all over the lid with my finger. So they're not super foily and reflective and glittery, you know how I like my shimmers, but it is just a soft, subtle sheen. Then I'm going to take it on my brush to get on this inner corner. I mean, it's nice for like a soft everyday type of vibe, but I do like a bit more pizzazz with my eyeshadows. I just feel like with Charlotte Tilbury, it's the base for me. It's just all of her base products that really do it for me. The eyeshadows I could live without, but for other people, you know, her eyeshadows are like holy grail and they buy every single, you know, eyeshadow palette she comes out with. So it's all about personal preference, of course. And then taking the mattes along the lower lash line. Ow, that one in my eye. I do love that she has a black in here, so if you want to deepen and smoke out the outer V, you can do that. She's also got a green and a blue, so if you want to do like a neutral crease with the green and blue all over the lid, you can do that. It is a very versatile palette and I do really like it. They're just not something that I'm raving about. They're not something that I'm like, oh my god guys, you need to go out and get the Charlotte Tilbury eyeshadows. It's just not that for me. However, one product that I think you guys out of everything need to try, and she does a small version, is the setting spray. This bad boy locks your makeup in all day. Hands down, all day. The longest wearing makeup spray I've ever used in my life. Like, it's one of those ones where even with foundations that I've used before and I get too oily, when I've worn that same foundation with this setting spray, it just doesn't get as oily as quickly. It just really locks everything in. I don't know about using it on dry skin though. It might be a bit too much because I do feel like it does really lock your face in. But maybe if you have dry skin, you do your face makeup, no powder, and just use this, that would be enough. So Charlotte Tilbury does actually have blushes. I think they're called like Cheek Pop, and you like swirl your brush around and then tap the center for the shimmer or something like that. Shimmery blushes are not really my thing. I have one shimmery blush and it's like a really orangey color that I love. But she does have a highlighter, which I'm not sure if it's limited edition, and I do wish she would bring this out in another more golden shade. And this is the Hollywood Superstar Glow Highlighter. It's a big pan of highlighter. This will last you forever. This color does work for me. It is slightly on the icy tone, but if I use just a little bit, it does look like a nice glow to my skin. But I just wish she had another shade. We'll see, because I think this only came out in 2020, so we'll see what she expands on. And it is a beautiful formula, but can you guys see the color? It's just a little bit too light for me. Absolutely stunning on the skin, but it does have a little bit of a cast on my skin tone. So what I have to do is take my brush that I had my bronzer on and kind of buff it into the skin so it doesn't have that cast. But it is an absolutely beautiful formula, not texturizing, not glittery, not like blinding, but really nice and soft on the skin. But if you do have a lighter skin tone than me, I can definitely see you enjoying this color. But if you're darker than me, even my skin tone, I would just say it's not worth it right now. If she brings out a more golden, deeper shade, then yeah, definitely go for it, because the formula is stunning. But the shade right now, Pillow Talk Push Up Lashes. This mascara is very nice. I do enjoy using it. It has like flat sides on the top and the bottom, so you kind of apply the product with that, and then on the sides they have the spike, so you kind of brush through the lashes with the spikes. It is a very nice mascara, but of course there are drugstore mascaras that are very nice as well. It is pricey, but if you're a fan of Charlotte Tilbury, I don't think you would hate this. I don't hate it. I do really like the innovation between having a flat side to apply loads of product and then having the comb to brush it through. I do feel like they do give me lift and volume. So I'm gonna go ahead and apply it to one eye, and then I'll come back and show you guys how it looks side by side. Okay, so here is a side by side of the mascara. I feel like it's a decent mascara. I do like it. It's just not something that I would repurchase, and it's not something that I'm like, oh my god guys, you need this, it's gonna change your mascara game. So I'm gonna go ahead and put mascara on my other eye. Gonna throw some lashes on as well, and then I'll come back so we can finish with lips. Okay, so lashes are on. When it comes to lips, Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk Intense, if you're my skin tone. Gorgeous dark brown, absolutely stunning. Like, look how this just glides on so nicely. perfect color, really nice lip liner, love it. I think today I'm gonna take the lipstick and then I'll top it with one of the glosses. So the lipstick that I have here is in the shade Super You. Of course, it's a nude. How stunning is that shade? And then I'm gonna top it with this lip gloss, which is in the shade Blushed Gold. Gorgeous formula as well, not goopy, not thick, nice and creamy but glossy. And that is it, guys. Absolutely love Charlotte Tilbury lip products, but if you don't have the money to spend on it, you can find similar products for cheaper prices. But if you do have the budget for it, I do really enjoy her lip product formulas altogether. The Happy Kiss, the lip liner, the lip glosses, the lipsticks, everything's really nice and comfortable on the lips. And I think that is everything, guys. We made it through a full face of Charlotte Tilbury. My favorite products, okay, products that if you're first getting into Charlotte Tilbury, what should you start with? I think if you have normal dry skin and you like a glowy look to your foundation or to your base, the Hollywood Flawless Filter is definitely worth checking out. It does give you a nice lightweight, even skin tone, preps perfectly for your foundation, or you can use it alone if you don't really need that much coverage but you want the glow and you also want an even skin tone. Go for a shade that is of course closest to your skin tone so it's undetectable almost. The setting spray is a must-have if you want your makeup to last all day without fading, smudging, all of that stuff. I would say start out with the mini just so you can kind of see if you like it. Another holy grail from Charlotte Tilbury for me is the Airbrush Flawless Finish powder. Love how this just sets down my face without being an extra layer of makeup. Basically, it doesn't look like anything on the skin, but it definitely blurs, mattifies. Really nice powder. So those are the products that I would recommend checking out first from the brand. But if you are a little bit familiar with Charlotte Tilbury and you just want to add to your collection, the bronzers are perfect to go along with the Airbrush Finish Flawless powder. Glides onto the skin beautifully. Really nice, creamy, pigmented, really nice bronzers, and the 4 shades that she has, you should be able to find something for your skin tone, hopefully. And then after the bronzers, I would definitely say check out her lip products. I love the Happy Kiss. I just wear this on an everyday, you know, lip balm, tinted lip balm and go type of vibe. Such a beautiful launch from Charlotte Tilbury. The highlighter formula, like I said, really love, but at this moment I just can't recommend it to anyone with my skin tone and deeper. If she came out with another shade, I would be all over that, but this shade, lighter, medium skin, go for it. Of course, the products that I think you could live your life without, for me, the eyeshadows. I could live my life without the eyeshadows. That's just my personal preference on what I like to wear on my eyes. I like drama, I like color, I like glitter, I like, you know, sparkly, foiled, reflective, you know, stuff like that. That's just my personal preference, whereas Charlotte Tilbury is very blown out, smoky, natural, glossy eyes type of vibe. Not glossy eyes, like glowy eyes type of vibe, which is great, but not my type of style. So I could live without the eyeshadows in my opinion. Overall, I definitely love Charlotte Tilbury as a brand. I love what they bring to the table. I love how beautiful their products are, but also useful. They're not just pretty, they actually work and give you flawless filtered skin, I guess. Like, look at this base. You guys can't deny that this is flawless. It looks absolutely beautiful in person as well, not only just on camera in real life. It doesn't look heavy. It's obviously a full face of makeup. This is not, I'm not trying to make people think that I'm not wearing makeup. But anyways, I'm gonna stop rambling now. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know what you think about Charlotte Tilbury. If you have any products from her line, let us know about it down below. Give this video a thumbs up. Make sure you're subscribed to my channel and I'll catch you guys in my next one. Take care. Bye.